Just telling you that, it's so getting your tax probably not. Now we've been up in 5 years. We have 1,600 square feet, 4 stories, amazing forest. I don't remember how many I traveled about 60 years
Canelo looks like to me he's got the edge on him. He looks like he's in shape. I would now, if I could change my pick, pick Canelo to win a unanimous decision. I wouldn't be surprised if it ended, 9th, 10th round, and he stops Munguia with a counter.
And that fight's going to be live tonight on a pay-per-view here in the United States, Amazon Prime. You can also get it on DAZN as well, DAZN pay-per-view. Very interesting situation. 2 different broadcast teams. DAZN's having their own broadcast team, and Amazon with Morinello and Jim Gray and Abner Morris, Joe Goosen. They're going to have their own broadcast team as well. I don't know if you've seen that before.
Yeah, everything I think is kind of up for grabs. I think everybody this whole week has a sense of how hectic it is. It's like the business has been jumbled up, turned over, and starting over. So, yeah, that's a new part of it as well. There's a lot of events being jammed together, as you know. When we leave here, we're going straight over to the arena. We'll probably miss
first couple fights. Don't worry about it. We'll be covering up live on 15rounds.com. You see it on the screen here.
The always efficient Mark Gabriel. The hardest working man in show business.
Well, he's the efficient one because he gets me the stories quick. All I got to do is hit copy and paste. I never even have to edit because your spelling's impeccable.
Wow, I don't know about tonight because I've been, we're all living in Ryan Garcia's world right now.
Yeah.
Which I'm getting a little sick of. But
he was partying. There was partying in a nightclub with his shirt off last night, singing rap songs.
Please, no. I'm sure that I anticipate we'll see something happen tonight in the arena, something involving Israel.
So a lot of stuff going on in the boxing world. Like you mentioned, Ryan Garcia testing positive for a substance. I don't even know how to pronounce any of these things. What's your make and take on that?
Well, I'll have a prediction for you. At some point, somebody's going to get to Ryan, tell him, look, a lot of your credibility is being eroded. We know that you think there's some big conspiracy taking place here. Let this process play out. Meanwhile, you need to win back some of the people that you're running off, whether it's on social media or people in this room. And I wouldn't be surprised in 2 weeks if we saw him say, "Okay, I'm going to check into rehab." He's Oscar Davis. Oh, he'll do it. Oh my God.
The Nora Frondheim bold prediction.
I mean, if I'm his PR person, that would be my next step. And what do I know?
I don't know. I mean, he's a lunatic. I will say he's a lunatic.
Or as I wrote the other day, King Chaos. We could surely say that.
Forget about King Rye. And you know what? Is that now? Obviously, we know the great pay-per-view numbers he did with Tank. We don't know yet what the pay-per-view with Haney was. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing in his case. What if the numbers turn out to be good? Is he going to be turned into the almost like the modern day Mike Tyson in the sense that?
Well, I mean, I frankly, I'm glad you brought up Mike. That is the reference, because I don't know that there's been another fighter since Mike that has crossed over into crazy land, whatever you can call it. But I mean, people who knew nothing about boxing are talking about Ryan.
Yeah, no, he's all over TMZ. Everything he does.
Yeah.
You know, the 2 days after the fight, they show him in Miami with two different girls at two different times. I mean, last night he's throwing his shirt in the crowd in a nightclub here. I don't know if it was in this building or one of the big hotel and casinos on the Strip. But he's, like I said, he's almost like can't miss something.
Well, I mean, you know what? He's an enticing attraction because it's everybody stopping to see this accident in process. You know, that was always the story with Mike. You know, and it's I don't know if it's coincidence, but they seem to be friends. You see Mike hanging around all the time.
Well, I mean, I don't know if Brian smokes anything, but probably maybe we gets his stuff.
Well, you know, I like Ryan Garcia. I'm not a psychologist. I can't make any diagnosis myself, but I just like to see him. He's performing for his social media crowd, you know, and I get the sense that every day he wakes up. How can I talk what I did yesterday? Well, there's no future.
Well, he's got the 12 million followers, Ryan Garcia. He's got all that comes with it, and that's what he said. He might be. It might be like you can't miss TV. You never know what he's going to say. You don't know what he's going to do.
I just don't want him or the boxing world to 2 years from now. Now, Amir Khan tested positive for the same thing. Was suspended for 2 years, and we never saw him in the ring again. Now, that's a little bit of a different story because he claimed it. But 2 years is a pretty big hit. And can you start over after 2 years? But he can be a hell of a fighter. He's absolutely a hell of a draw. So he's good for the business. I'd like to see him get his feet back on the ground. The business and him get moved forward.
I'm just looking around here to see. I mean, obviously, we're still waiting. David Benavidez is in the house. Frank Martin is in the house. I just put up a video. It's going to be up on Abrams Boxing on YouTube. I asked him about does he feel justified about all the flack he took when the Shakur Stevenson situation happened. He was in the fight. He was out of the fight. He's in the fight. And you'll see what he has to say. Abrams Boxing on YouTube. I know some of the fans out there are watching it here on Abrams Boxing on YouTube as well. What do you make? We're just getting some other boxing news. The fight a lot of the real hardcore boxing people we're looking forward to between Dmitry Bivol and Artur Beterbiev is now off for a few months after Beterbiev gets hurt. What are your thoughts?
Well, Beterbiev has been getting injuries now. I mean, now he's in his late 30s. So,
He's the Joel Embiid of boxing, I think.
But this knee injury, it could affect it for a lot more than just 6 months. It also impacts David Benavidez because the idea was the winner would fight against Oleksandr Davis would fight the winner of that. Where does he go?
Last week they announced a major card in LA. Obviously, we've seen these unbelievable cards in Saudi Arabia. I mean, top to bottom. I mean, it's almost like 2 pay-per-views in one. They're bringing that concept with the Saudi Arabian back to Turkey Al Sheikh.
But the Prince, it's going to be different for the Prince because he'll actually have a real crowd there.
Yeah.
So what I've been told in Saudi Arabia, there's no real crowd there.
What do you make of like these mega cards? Great for the fans, great for guys like us. We have a lot to write about, a lot to talk about here on these podcasts and such. And what are your thoughts about what's been going on, especially in the Middle East?
I don't know. I talked to Aaron for a long time about it, and I think everybody's trying to feel it out. I mean, it's interesting. As much attention as Saudi Arabia is getting, there's going to be a huge crowd in Tokyo.
Yeah,
Like up in another night or 2 here, and that
over 50,000, I believe.
Yeah. Now, if Hanoi can draw that, you can build cards there too.
I mean, but do we think that the Saudi-backed people, right now they're comfortable doing their due, and now they got the partners here in the United States in Los Angeles coming up August 3rd.
Yeah. They get the money, and I'm happy that it's me as a boxing fan and a big Terrence Crawford fan. I have been anxious to see him fight since Spence. I think he lost some momentum. I don't think that was exactly his fault. But he needs to be out there fighting. And maybe eventually we'll see him again.
So we talk about, the web that we see Dan Rafo trying to find out how far the tank is along. Do we know if he's getting a haircut now, or is the haircut? So we're live here in Las Vegas. What is his name? So Errol Spence Jr., who promotes Frank Martin with his Man Down Promotions. Martin's still trained by Derek James, who's now suing Errol Spence.
Yeah.
That stuff don't happen in boxing much, does it?
Well, I mean, part of this promotion now is Oscar De La Hoya and Canelo's attorneys have exchanged letters.
Yeah.
Prediction on that. Do you think that goes anywhere?
I don't know. Who knows? But Oscar, you could tell on Wednesday, he's been waiting a couple years to spit that out right in Canelo's face.
He has.
Obviously, he didn't like the way the split happened and things that have allegedly been said in the previous couple of years.
Yeah, I don't know if he does himself a service with all of that. I also think there was more to it than just he is a very nice, great young man, and I think in their corner they're worried about that because maybe it was too much respect.
It took a lot of the spotlight off of him.
Yeah, he's almost a foot down there.
Yeah.
But I do think that Oscar did get into Canelo's head a little bit because he wanted to fight Oscar before he wanted to fight Munguia. And I think early on Munguia's going to surprise him a little bit.
With Mike Tyson coming back, I just hope Oscar doesn't have any ideas.
You know what? I don't know how you feel about this, and I'm not saying this because Mike can make a lot of money. Wonderful. I like Mike. But I, for one, will not watch because I know they announced this is going to be a fight that's going to count their record. It's not really. 2-minute rounds, 14-ounce clubs.
I bet you they do 15 to 20 million people watch this fight.
Yeah,
minimum.
You know, it's a spectacle. And today, the world loves a spectacle. Ryan Garcia is today's face of that. Who will it be in a couple of weeks?
Yeah, I'm just trying to see how far how close we are. Hopefully within the next 10 minutes. But we'll talk for a couple more, then post it, then switch our camera. We have high tech stuff. I got all kinds of camera angles going here. They see us, and then you'll see the podium up in a couple minutes with all the fighters. You get the prime time stuff here when you come tune in on our screen. But as our audience is actually beginning to grow, I got all my guys follow the action. My guy Billy Godfather. He actually got a lot of people on my X page as well. Hopefully, start following me if you're on my X page or on my Facebook page or on the YouTube page. I need the followers. We can have a lot more of this stuff. I'll bring you everywhere. I mean, I'll go to Saudi Arabia and start doing this stuff. So
Let me ask you
She could buy me a drink.
I think obviously we know he's had massive problems making 168. We know he's come down, and when I mean come down, he was. I think he even admitted he was a heavy kid growing up. So he was probably the 250-pound mark, and he lost all that weight. So I think the extra 7 pounds, he'll be fine. He's tall, so I mean, if you're looking at guys like Beterbiev or Bivol or some of the other guys at 175,
the question, of course, will be what will those first few punches from a legitimate light heavyweight feel?
Well, he's never really had any chin issues. He's never been hurt. He's been hit some, but he's never been hurt. I think he's got a chance. Before he got hurt, I liked Bivol in that fight, but now I don't know when this fight happened. I mean, Beterbiev. I like Beterbiev. Now I don't know. I mean, the guy's starting to break down. Bivol may be able to dictate the pace a little bit more. But Bivol against Benavidez, that could be a hell of a fight.
Well, but
I'm taking Canelo out of the equation.
Yeah, I think that's smart.
Yeah.
Bivol and David Benavidez have a history. They like each other. But
For 10 to 15 million,
but this
put it this way: for 10 to 15 million dollars, I wouldn't like you if I had to fight you. You're like the nicest guy out there.
But David told me a couple of years ago that he had been sparring with a woman. And he said, he told me right up then, he said, I'm working really good. He said, but please don't write this morning. I don't want to start some well, sure enough, with the way the world is now, 2 weeks later, that was out there circulating. But I talked to Bivol about it, and Bivol actually confirmed it. So he had a lot of respect for that.
And you know what? Maybe that would cause him to fight with him too, because he does have the respect.
Yeah, I think that would be a very interesting fight. And I don't know.
Real good. By the way, we're waiting on Tank Davis. That I was talking to someone in the PR department. I just walked by the MGM Sports Bar. He was minus. He actually was like plus money or minus. He was like minus 110 as if he would show up on time. Wasn't even close. Not minus 110. He was like minus 10,000 and 10 million to show up on time. That last press conference I went to in New York, he kept everyone waiting an hour and a half, 2 hours to get a haircut in New York, and then he proceeded to wear a baseball cap during the press conference.
Please. I'm worried about this, by the way, tonight, because Canelo now, he'll keep the media waiting for the fight.
Don't keep me waiting, because I'll get the heck out of
About
here.
2 hours. I think I waited for 2 hours.
I might be home. In Philly by the time. What are your thoughts on Tyson Fury against Oleksandr Usyk come May 18th?
It's becoming more interesting to me. I'm actually a little bit surprised what's happening because what I had seen of Fury, I thought, well, maybe he's damaged goods from that last Wilder fight, the violence of that last fight. But he's been very quiet, and that's an indication to me that he's serious about it. I'm sure that, more than words, his silence has caught Usyk's attention.
Oh, we actually have some chats here. I didn't even see this. Let's see here. Let's put this up on the screen. No chat. Please, when will the press conference? Probably hopefully in about 5 minutes. They're all asking when's the press. Same guy just wants to know when the press conference starts. Hope you will be. Absolutely, the camera's going on them. No one wants to see as good looking as I am. The camera's going on them. I mean, that has nothing to do with that. I got you. Calm down. I don't know. I can't pronounce his name, but and my guys on Follow the Action. We got I mean, look at this audience. We got hundreds of people watching. Norm, I'm trying to make you a big star here. In fact, you know what? We will sign off.
I need a haircut more than that.
Yeah, so we're going to take our man's thing, and we're going to point the camera this way. We'll be back in a few minutes.
Maybe number 7, maybe number 8. Give me a card. Give me a call. Great shot. Just in time to see that. But I know I confess that at least 2 times that I remember in the ensuing years, Chiefs came to an HBO. Both times, it helped me. What do you say? What do you say to your friend in Melbourne? Oh my God. Only Hollywood. I think I got married. Are you married? the lead singer of the Black and Ray's second there. Bernadette sang. He's that guy. Wedding takes place, and Ray's backyard is star studded gathering. I'm at a table with green
Yeah, y'all got me. I hit the shoes like y'all.
All sit down. Right next to them. And by the way, her date, John Peters, is here every week. Yeah. So eventually this becomes Bruce and I separating OJ from John Peters and rearranging the seating chart so that Vendela and John have somewhere else to play with. Now, understand, Bruce is acting as muscle.
Right.
At that time. So, this is the life that I've been privileged to live.
All there.
How would you forget that shit? I still know all the words.
I do. As you say.
Really? Yeah. Right. Do you want to hear that thing?
Thank God. My assistant, this man, was they caught the water face. It was and she said, for Christ's sake, I would life forever with John.
If ever there was a jaw dropping, did I hear that?
You know what, that was
What a time in our lives.
last thing, where now
What is she wearing Saturday night? Nothing.
It is dry. Every time I I'm getting what I am.
Is there anything else you can show us?
I love it. I love it. Well, you and I are right?
All right.
Gotta be a professional.
I'll be back.
I will
Excuse me. I shouldn't be doing that to you. Your name is? Jim Lamb.
One good deed deserves another one.
Is that?
One good deed deserves another one.
All right. It's good. Love it.
Thank you for your patience. We're going to start in about 5 or 10 more minutes, so don't go away. We are nearing the start, so once again, we appreciate your patience and your consideration. Start in about 5 to 10 minutes.
I never understand why they can't put Benavidez up there.
Well, right.
Well, see.
Sometimes I get a message from my sister. Does the champ? What? No. The champ is for agility.
You see what time it is already?
The champ is here.
5 minutes. You're looking for 5 minutes?
He's the champ today.
Is he yours?
Yeah, so he's an old man for agility. He's a 10-year-old. That's the equivalent of Bernard. Being doing his thing.
My brother.
And there they are. Good dog. Life is crazy. It's nice to have a good dog. It's a very good dog. It's a younger dog. I'm a Right on the border with the house. Right on the border with the house.
I know what scripture is. I'm just thinking. Must have been to get to the practice facility.
Yeah, well, oh my God, I was literally getting on like, maybe I can try to find someone outside and come back.
I knew
No, they're not going to be able to get in with us. Nice area to go up quite a bit, as you might imagine. Hi. Biggest issue is, wait, we just put it on my house. Wait, I give you my favorite one. I have had some problems.
Oh, really?
My dog came with his son out. No worries, but I rescued him next to him. They are.
Seriously?
Yeah.
German Shepherd. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, my dog, when I started thinking of my odd mix for years. Labrador and very
Labrador and Whippet.
Yeah.
Wow.
Looks like a very
That's two different worlds.
Yeah, and probably a little bit lower body. What do we know?
What would you see? How would we amalgamate that?
Oh, well.
Yes, lifted is not enough.
Yeah.
I'm sure it can be done.
Yeah. I think Whippador.
Oh, lap lift.
Whippador.
Yeah, Whippador. That's pretty good. Whippador's pretty good. Yeah, that may be the one.
Yeah, he had it right against the ceramic pot by my patio door. I thought, great. Things are salad. This is gravel. I have no idea it's long and big, John. And I thought, well, I got get him away. I'm stepping between them. They need a dog bag, and better to bite me than him. Honestly, they only bite at the very last resort. So, thank God, she got him out of there. Fortunately, by the time I got to the house, they rolled to look for it. It was gone. And there he is. So there's my snake dog. His name is Manny.
So that's
That's the Whippador. Yep. Oh, yeah, you look on Facebook. Yeah, I had to name it after Fighting Predator.
very exciting.
He was
Name is what?
Manny.
Matt. Named after our guy.
Because you know what? He was
What's the empty? Oh, was it? Yep.
the dog was a street fighter. Yeah, worked great.
So Larry Merchant and I.
Like this is the first time you've ever waited on a fighter. I'm here, no offers.
At any rate, Larry Merchant and I have gone to South Africa. Lennox Lewis works at Rockmont. And on the undercard, Top Rank had a piece of the promotion. And on the undercard,
Normally, I understand your way of saying
was
there's a reason why it's different, just because it's actually the
South Africa. Next to Lekwaba. And Lekwaba,
You know what? I didn't think of that. Hang on, let me just go. I'm going to go call Tank and Cal.
Top Rank signed into the contract. And the next time we had Top Rank here in Las Vegas, Top Rank let's go over the Bible on the car. This question who's a useful opponent for Lekwaba? That's the day that I met him. And we knew nothing. Other than he came in the fighter meeting and told us some of the selling full cigarettes on the streets of to survive as an 11 and 12-year-old, etc. And wow, what a legend, But we expected Lava to be and of course, on our way. This small, wild guy, wonderful, lovable, unusually attractive, perfect smile. Not me. Streets and his who was this question? Yeah, that's right. That was where he. You can't judge. You cannot make any judgment.
Very good afternoon to you, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the MGM Grand for the kickoff press conference for a tremendous night of boxing scheduled and coming your way. Details today. On Saturday, June the 15th, a sensational PBC pay-per-view event on Prime Video will feature two of boxing's most exciting and most dynamic stars stepping into the ring in two world title attractions. This will take place right here at the MGM Grand Garden Arena and will mark the 100th fight night at this historic venue that has hosted boxing's greatest for decades. Now let's meet the fighters who will be taking center stage on Saturday, June the 15th. First, with a record of 20 wins, 1 loss, 16 wins coming by way of knockout. He won the world title with an 11th round knockout over Adonis Stevenson in December 2018. A 2012 Olympian representing his native Ukraine. Please welcome the former WBC light heavyweight champion of the world, Oleksandr "The Nail" Gvozdyk. And his opponent with a record of 28 wins, no losses, 24 wins coming by way of knockout. He put together a tremendous 2023, defeating former world champion Caleb Plant in a March slugfest before stopping the previously unbeaten Demetrius Andrade in November. Please welcome the undefeated two-time super middleweight world champion making his light heavyweight debut. Here is the undefeated David El Monstro Benavidez. These two great fighters, David Benavidez and Oleksandr Gvozdyk, will meet for the interim WBC Light Heavyweight World Championship. And now introducing at this time with a record of 18-0 with 12 knockouts. This undefeated lightweight contender defeated a slew of contenders to rise up to the 135-pound rankings, including Artem Hartunian, Jackson Mariñez, and Romero Duno. Originally from Indianapolis, Indiana, now fighting out of Dallas, please welcome the undefeated world-ranked lightweight contender, Frank the Ghost Martin.
You gotta get me clear, all the things I say, everything ain't what it's saying. And it's the product that they gave back to you for you to get the remedy of the game. You need the remedy to make it out. This for OG bosses, ain't believe that. Tell me from.
And his opponent representing Baltimore, Maryland, as he most recently stopped Ryan Garcia at round number 7 of their 2023 Super Fight. His record, 29 wins, no losses, 27 big wins coming by way of knockout. He's a 5-time 3-division world champion and the reigning and defending WBA lightweight champion of the world, Gervonta Tank Davis.
Got millions out that rap shit, they hate a bitch, but they stole the flow. That back end after back end, come fuck em, I stole the show. Run up on that bitch, she a head case, all she do is shoot. I signed my deal up on the PJ and hopped out of parachute. I'm geeked on next week, got no more bitch.
And Gervonta Tank Davis and Frank the Ghost Martin heating things up already in anticipation of their showdown for the WBA Lightweight Championship of the World. We'll invite our guests, our trainers, to join us here at the podium.
Yes.
Once again, things heating up already for this main event in WBA Lightweight Championship of the World. Fighters, take your seats. We'll have a chance to hear from both of these fighters momentarily using the microphones. Should be interesting. I want to bring to your attention this live event will go on sale Wednesday, May the 8th, starting at 10 a.m. through ASX.com. Now, this is certainly going to be a sold-out event. Pre-sale tickets will be available this Tuesday, May the 7th, from 10 a.m. Pacific time to 10 p.m. Pacific time. Once again, that's through AXS.com. For the pre-sale, you must use the code BOXING. That'll get you in there for this truly, definitively sold-out event. This event is promoted by GTD Promotions, Samson Boxing, TGB Promotions, and Man Down Promotions. Now it is my pleasure to introduce to you one of our hosts here at the MGM Grand. He and his team have done such a terrific job throughout the years. Once again, this is marking the 100th fight here at the MGM. Please welcome Executive Director of Public Relations for MGM Resorts International, introducing Scott Gertner.
Well, thank you, Jimmy. I'm not sure how I can follow that introduction, but we'll see. And good afternoon, everyone, to our fans watching on the live stream, to the media, to our event partners. And on behalf of our president, Bill Hornbuckle, president and CEO, Bill Hornbuckle, our executive vice president of entertainment, Chris Baldazon, and the entire MGM Resorts family, we look forward to having a great event in June. June 15th is going to be a historic evening here as we celebrate the 100th championship fight night at the legendary MGM Grand Garden Arena. As many of you all know, for those of you, especially you esteemed journalists who have been here, I see a few of you guys in the crowd, including Jimmy and Jim Lampley, Dan, Lance, Norm, and others. Over the course of the last 3 decades, we've hosted some of the biggest names and events in sports and entertainment. And specifically why we're here today is to talk about the biggest fights in the sport's history, whether it was multiple battles between Barrera and Morales, whether it was Foreman Moore, Tyson Holyfield 1 and 2, and Mayweather Pacquiao. Next month will definitely be no different. We talk a lot about in Las Vegas now as a major sports capital of the world and a destination. We have quickly over, I'd say, 5 years evolved into the sports and entertainment capital of the world. And it is certainly because of the MGM Grand Garden Arena and boxing that has helped support that evolution. On behalf of the company, I'd like to just give a special thanks to Al Heyman, Tom Brown, Bruce Binkow, Brittany Goosen Brown, and the entire TGB promotions team, our longtime colleague Leonard Ellerby, the Prime Video team, and of course the Nevada State Athletic Commission for bringing this championship event to the MGM Grand Garden Arena. I'd also like to thank, and I know she kind of works behind the scenes, but one last shout out to my teammate and our director of PR, Catherine Scherer. For those of you guys who come here for a long time, Kat, it is a major undertaking to put these media centers together and to work with our team around credentials and work with our Swanson Communications colleagues, whether it's Radio Row or what have you. But for nearly 10 years now, of her 14 years with the company, Kat has been leading and spearheading the effort. And so to Kat, thank you and appreciate it. So thanks again. I know you guys want to hear from the fighters, not me. So enjoy today's press conference, and we look forward to seeing you for the historic event in June.
Thank you, Scott, for leading such a historic place and a historic moment coming up June 15th. At this time, I'd like to introduce to you a true man of boxing. He's been involved in the sports for so many years as a great matchmaker, putting together some of the world's greatest fights. And as president of TGB, he is steering the operation to provide boxing fans some of the greatest fights ever. And now this new partnership with Prime Video. Please welcome the president of TGB Promotions, Tom Brown.
Thank you, Jimmy. Gervonta Tank Davis is not only one of the best boxers in boxing today, he's also one of the sport's biggest stars. His fan base is off the charts. He's one of the most explosive and dangerous fighters in the world, and he's also a huge attraction at the gate, being one of boxing's biggest box office stars. His last fight here in Las Vegas was the event of the year. It was also the biggest event at the numbers-wise at the box office. Tank cracked the top 10 in Nevada's all-time top 10 largest grossing boxing events in Nevada. He'll be taking on the undefeated challenger, Frank Martin. As Jimmy said, with a record at 18-0, 12 knockouts. Martin's an athletic, hard-hitting southpaw. He's coming off a win over an undefeated former Olympic bronze medalist. He does things the right ways. He doesn't take shortcuts in the gym. And his team believes he's ready to shine on June 15th. Thank you.
Every fight is an Thank you, Tom. Tom's on his way to the T-Mobile Arena as we have our big fight coming up later. Well, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, my pleasure to introduce to you a famed and colorful boxing promoter. Colorful not just for his style in and out of the ring, but really by the way, his colorful way of promoting and speaking and delivering the truth. Please welcome Leonard Ellerby.
Thank you. I'd like to thank Amazon, PBC, GTD Promotions, and the MGM. Everyone in the world has been anticipating the return of Gervonta Tank Davis. And you ask the question, why? Very simple. He's the most exciting fighter in the entire world. When I think of the face of boxing, I think of him. He's the guy that's having the most impact in the sport, especially with the younger generation becoming new boxing fans. There's a big resurgence of boxing fans that have came to the sport, and we can look none other than to my right. He's the reason why. He's the most talked about fighter in the entire sport, and there's only one reason why. Because he comes and he delivers and gives the fans exactly what they want. He gives them their money's worth. No matter where I go, whether it's soccer games, track meets, youth basketball games, they're talking about one guy, and they're always coming up to me. When is Tank Davis fighting? Ladies and gentlemen, June the 15th, we're gonna get exactly what we want to see. And that's another Tank Davis knockout.
Thank you, Leonard. At this time, not only do we have great fighters, world-class fighters on this card, but we have world-class promoters as well. A tremendous team at this time. My pleasure to introduce to you one of boxing's busiest and hottest promoters from Samson Boxing. Please welcome Samson Lukowitz.
Good afternoon. Thank you very much for the opportunity to Amazon, to BBC, Tom Brown, my friend, my amigo. Well, June 15, everybody think that Benavidez is thinking about another fighter, and that totally is not true. He's thinking about a man that he was a world champion and very proud Ukrainian, and I want to say, peace for Ukrainian. Thank you very much. I see you on June 15.
Thank you, Samson. Now it's time to hear from our fighters. Before we do, I want to acknowledge Gvozdyk's trainer joining us, and he'll get a chance to answer some questions and speak one-on-one. Marco Contreras, please welcome him. Get a chance to speak later. We're going to move on to our fighters. Excuse me for the interruption, but we do want to get through this. Hey, let me introduce to you the former light heavyweight world champion. We want to hear from at this time. Record of 20 wins, 1 loss, 16 wins coming by way of knockout. He's the former light heavyweight world champion from Ukraine, now fighting out of Southern California, and the current world-ranked contender. Please welcome Oleksandr "The Nail" Gvozdyk. Oleksandr, a few words, opening words, please, from the microphone.
Hello, people. I'm so excited to be here again. I'm so excited to get a chance to fight for the title again against a great opponent, top opponent. So I'll do my best to not leave you disappointed, and we're gonna put a great show on June 15th. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And across the table, before we hear from the two-time world champion, we want to recognize his trainer, who will get a chance to speak a little bit later on some one-on-ones. We want to acknowledge David Benavidez' father and trainer, Jose Benavidez Sr. And now let's hear from the two-time world champion. Tremendous record, 28-0, 24 knockouts. From Phoenix, Arizona, please welcome the undefeated two-time super middleweight champion of the world, making his light heavyweight debut, David El Monstro Benavidez.
Hey, what's up, guys? I just want to tell everybody thank you so much for coming. This is a dream come true for me. You know, I've always been wanting to fight on a card with Gervonta Davis, and now that we got it set up, this is going to be the biggest card of the year. Very excited. I got a tough opponent in front of me with Oleksandr Gvozdyk. He's only had one loss to Artur Beterbiev, so I got my work cut out for me on June 15th. But man, I'm going up there, feel strong, feel great, and I'm gonna go capture another title. Thank you guys so much.
I now want to recognize the trainer for the fighter to my left, the undefeated world-ranked contender. Like the others, you get a chance to hear from him a little bit later, but Frank Martin Stainer, please welcome the former trainer of the year, one of the greats, Derek James. And now let's hear from the undefeated challenger. His record 18-0, 12 knockouts. He's done everything to earn his spot in this world title challenge. The undefeated contender promoted by Errol Spence Jr.'s Man Down Promotions, the current acclaimed world-ranked lightweight contender. Please welcome Frank the Ghost Martin. Frank, start us off with a few words, what your thoughts are in being here this afternoon in this upcoming huge event.
Well, it's a blessing just to be here. You know, it's a blessing to get this type of opportunity to come out and, you know, show the world what I'm about. You know, I got to take hats off. I appreciate, you know what I mean? I appreciate Gervonta Davis, you know, for even taking the fight. You know, I believe they fucked up by taking this fight. But, you know, I do appreciate them giving me this opportunity to, you know, show the world what I'm about. You know, I'm just ready to go out and shock the world and shit, do what I do what people think I can't do.
Thank you very much, Frank. We'll get a chance to hear from both of the fighters a little bit later on both the main event, co-main event in this huge night coming your way, June the 15th. And at this time, we do want to acknowledge Tank Davis's trainer. Again, you get a chance to have some one-on-ones with him later, but we do want to acknowledge him, Calvin Ford. Welcome, Calvin. And now we introduce one of the greats in boxing today. You've heard from Leonard Ellerby explaining why. It's certainly true. His record 29-0 with 27 wins coming by way of knockout. He is the five-time three-division world champion, the reigning and the defending undefeated WBA lightweight champion of the world, Gervonta Tank Davis.
I just want to take my hands off to everybody that came out to this press conference. Amazon Prime, MGM Grand, even David Benavidez. You know, I won the David Benavidez fight before. I think when he fought Caleb Plant, and at first I didn't know that, you know, he was one of them guys. Till I actually, you know, went to his fight and put the earphones on, and you know, I was close up. So I'm definitely excited to be on a card with someone like him, a guy just like explosive. So I feel as though like, even if the June the 15th, the pay-per-view was $100, it's worth it. You know what I mean? I'm not saying it's going to be $100, but if it was $100, it's worth it for sure. So I'm definitely looking toward from just all around the board, just being back in the ring. You know, I've been off for a long time. I've been in jail. I've been on a house arrest and things like that. I'm just happy to be back here where I'm comfortable at, where I'm, you know, I could be flawless and, you know, and do what I do best, and that's give you fans the best boxing you've seen up to date, you know. So come June the 15th, I ain't really with, you know, a lot of talk. He's trying to show that he's a front runner. That's all you do. He put on for the people that he come with. That's what he do. They think they thugs and shit like that. But I'm telling you, that's all you do is talk on Twitter. It's a different beast in front of him. It's a different beast in front of him. Nobody that's walking with him, holding him hand in hand, is not going to be able to save him June the 15th. I'm telling you. And it's a lot of shit built up. It's a lot built up. And I'm going to take it out on him. Sorry that it's going to be him. I'm telling you.
I guess we both got a lot of shit built up.
All right, thank you very much, Tank. Truly The boxing world is happy to have you back and see you in action. We're going to get a chance to hear from both of these fighters. You get your chance to talk back. But we're going to start with the light heavyweight world championship that is on the line on June the 15th. I want to hear from David Benavidez first. David, I know you as a longtime boxing fan, respecting the history of the sport as well. Now, what does it mean to you? You're in the 100th fight here at the MGM Grand. You're fighting along with Tank Davis. You had mentioned how much that means to you. Tell us a little bit more about this event and what it means to you to be part of it.
Like I said, just for us being the 100th fight at the MGM Grand is a dream come true, and it couldn't have been any better. Gervonta Davis headlining, me co-main event. It's going to be a great, great fight, great card, and I'm just excited, man. I'm very excited for this. We're definitely going to get the people what they want to see.
Thank you, David. Oleksandr, you are back on the big stage of boxing for the light heavyweight world championship. How does it feel to be back in this?
It feels just great. You know, this was my goal after my pause, and then I'm come back. This kind of fight, this quality fight was my goal of my comeback.
What does it mean to you to represent your home country of Ukraine in this fight?
It means a lot for me, and I'm great that people gonna know that Ukrainians are strong and brave people, and it means a lot for me.
Thank you, David. Why was now the right time for you to move up from super middleweight to light heavyweight?
Well, this is the right time to move up to super light heavyweight because I did everything I could do at 168. I've been there for 10 years. But the only other thing I had to achieve was, fighting for the unified world titles. And Canelo Alvarez is holding all of them. So he doesn't want to give me the fight. I've been mandatory for the past 3 years. I've done everything I could do to get that fight. I still haven't got it. So I'm not going to wait around for nobody. I'm going to go and make my own lane at 175, and that's exactly what I'm doing.
David, what are your goals at 175? How far can you go in this division? And is this it? From now on, 175?
My goal is to become unified world champion at 175 and just reign there and then maybe go up to cruiserweight. So I still have a lot to grow. I'm 27 years old, so I'm still doing a lot in the sport. So I just want to accomplish the dreams I set out for myself with that when I was a little kid.
Oleksandr, what have you seen in David Benavidez? What kind of challenge does he present to you?
I want to be in the ring with him. It's actually a tough place to be, and he's making always a relentless pressure, very good fighter, very good puncher. So obviously, I consider him as one of the best pound fighters. So, and it's there not for no reason, it's for a reason. So obviously, it's a big challenge, but I'll be ready. I was training a lot and hard for this moment, so it would be a good fight.
Fantastic. Don't miss it. 12 rounds of boxing. This is for the interim light heavyweight championship of the world. David Benavidez versus Oleksandr Gvozdyk. Now let's move on to the lightweight world title. WBA lightweight world title is here from our fighters at this time. They've been itching to speak to you and to each other. I'll start with Tank. Tank, you've mentioned how much it means to you to be in this fight with David Benavidez headlining this massive event. That's great to hear from you. I know that you've been wanting to fight for a while. I believe you wanted to fight at the end of 2023. After your fight and your impressive win over Ryan Garcia, what kind of statement are you looking to make against Frank Martin?
I'm just, happy to be back in the mix. Again, probably happy to be, but for sure happy to fight at the MGM. I think this probably be my second time fighting, but I remember coming to watch Floyd versus Cotto, I believe, and I walked through the front door and I seen all the celebrities and things like that had like mink coats on and things like that. So I always wanted to be a part of something like this, So I'm just grateful to be in this position and also be on this card with another young lion like myself, and we get the fans what they want to see.
Well, Tank, I know you bring out celebrities from all over the world, from all sorts, and it may be summertime, but I think we might see a few mink coats as well. So that's all courtesy of you. Frank, question to you. You've done everything possible in order to earn your world title opportunity. You're finally fighting for the world title. What does it mean to you for this opportunity for something you have always wanted the most in your life?
I mean everything. You know, I mean everything. I've been working.
You're not even
for
talking confident.
I've been working for it. You know, I've been an underdog in this, and since I started.
This y'all boy.
From the beginning.
The ones y'all roll with.
You know, so
this y'all boy.
Like
don't even
now,
talk
you know,
like you mean it.
This is how you see. You gotta talk.
You don't talk like you mean it.
You be doing all that tweeting. You be doing all that tweeting. Let me talk.
That's what I do when I'm in camp.
Let me talk.
I tweet.
Let me talk.
There ain't nothing else to do.
You say you don't do all that talking?
I'd rather tweet than be outside.
Didn't you say you don't do all that talking? Huh? All right, then. Didn't you say you don't do all that talking?
You'll see.
Yeah,
I promise you will see.
And y'all know I don't do all that
people
talking.
that's rolling with you, they will see.
Y'all know I don't do all that talking.
That guy right there, he who we say he is.
Y'all know I don't do all that talking.
I'm telling you. Look at him.
Everybody
look at his eyes.
Look
and
at
y'all, the ones that roll with him, look at his eyes. Look how he are. He's not that. He's not that.
Yeah, all right.
He's not.
You ain't been in
I'm
no
gonna show
nobody
y'all.
like this. You ain't been in no nobody like this. Nobody.
I'm gonna show y'all.
Nobody.
I'm telling you.
Nobody.
I'm telling you.
Let me ask you a few questions about the fight itself. Frank, to you, what do you need to do to slow down Gervonta? What is it? How much have you studied him? What are you going to need to do to slow him down? He's one of the hottest fighters in the world today.
I've been watching everything. I know how his ass walk. I've been watching everything. I mean, when we get, I'm gonna touch him up.
We got that video, don't we?
That's I'm gonna touch his ass up.
Yeah, the one with
I know how him and his whole team walk. I know how they all walk.
Well, Tank, how about for you? What have you seen in Frank Martin, and what kind of fight do you expect him to bring to you?
A brick hand, his best shot.
You better not miss. You better not miss. You fuck around, do some lunge, you gonna run into one. You know about it.
I just said your brick hand, dumbass.
Oh, I got more than just a brick hand, dumbass. What are you talking about? Full arsenal.
No, you don't.
Yeah, okay.
No, you don't.
You gonna see.
No, you don't.
You gonna see.
It don't happen over a couple what's in there, a couple months or 2 months. It gotta happen.
All right.
You know what I mean? It gotta happen.
I like that you got that.
You know what I mean? I started when I was 7, not 15. Come on, bro.
It don't matter when you start.
Come on.
When you started.
Come on. The trainer is coming for a check. I'm telling you that now.
Okay.
Yeah. That trainer that's next on, coming for a check.
Okay.
He know what type of, he know.
So where does it,
for a minute.
For both of you, where does this immediate animosity come from? Have you had problems for a while with each other? Is it is this real? Is this just made up for the fight?
It's just it's real. This is two dogs.
He's from the suburbs.
It's two dogs.
From the suburbs.
I ain't from no motherfucking
Man, him don't got
suburbs.
nothing in common.
You don't know me for talking about.
But the little female he got.
That's the problem.
But that little female he got, she probably around here somewhere. Catch up with him.
Hey,
little female.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, with that, let's move on. Listen, this is a tremendous fight. June the 15th, Saturday, MGM Grand Garden Arena. Don't miss it. Tickets are available at ASX.com. Available Wednesday, May the 8th. Pre-sales 1 day earlier. Tuesday, May the 7th from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. ASX.com, use the code BOXING. Thank you very much for your attendance here today. We look forward to seeing you on June the 15th.
You know, they talk about each other. Oh, Tom Brown, all the service again.
I should wear gloves when it comes to this.
Yeah.
Stars. Stars.
You don't like body shots. You don't like body shots. Now, I ain't gonna prove to you. I'm gonna prove it. Back home. Choice. You from the suburbs.
Everybody outside.
You from the suburbs. You from the suburbs.
Everybody down here.
Champion's back. What? 8th round. Right at 8th round. I'm running this shit, right? I'm always the one that runs this shit, right? But they'll be the one on that ass. What? We want to see. Make sure you guys are going to fight outside afterwards. You got to get out. You got to get out. You got to get
Hey, man. Should we get set up?
Go 6'9", come on.
I'll file a short story for you.
I mean, if you want to
They're going to bring Alex over. Back there.
Jim.
Testing. All right, Frank Martin. Fighters will be available for interviews in 1 second. Yeah, we're gonna get some interviews now, okay?